Good morning, 11th December 21. Risk and the statistics versus crew management. The benchmark wages, budgets 21 versus 22 are idle. They are not going to change. And the supply side, it's almost controlled. But once we leave aside these budgets of either a tanker and general cargo, either 14, 17, 24 crew, which are the standard ones that in Candina we manage these 6 options. So we have permutations of type ships. But average is the tanker general cargo wages are the same. But some companies were a bit not in the mean, in the average, a statistical mean. So this will have to slowly get to the standard rates. And the main question of benchmark, which I made another video, is not this budget, but the question of risk and the statistics. Why? Because do we plan 60 days, 90 days, 6 months advance rosters? Yes. Well, how if we have this new risk of a virus? How we measure it? And what is the statistical way to measure the risk? How can we prevent this risk assessment? Many owners are starting to realize that if we partner a ship management company, sometimes the conflicts of interest are huge. The crew management company, that's not so. It could be the case that a ship management company that is very risk aversion type with a statistical control towards zero risk that understands it's better to have a partner in the crew management side. Why? Because the only way to stop this risk and statistically go towards zero risk is to prevent. How can we prevent this risk? It is very simple. It depends in the number of crew management database the ship owners have. If I have a case of, let's say, yesterday, a ship owner with 100 ships and calls and says urgently, I need captain, chief engineer, tanker type, for example, $12,000 wages. As I mentioned, wages are standard nowadays, average. This is some improvement that we have had with this COVID, and that will stay. Question is, how about the risk? Did this owner with 100 ships think about the risk of not having 60 days close the rosters? But should, if this risk be zero and have it closed, what if in the last moment there is constraint from this government, that government regarding the COVID, the PCRs, quarantines, blah, 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 or a new virus, who knows? That's called risk. Now, how do we measure this risk and how can we prevent statistically to avoid? It's very simple. It depends in the statistics of the database that ship owner has. So then, dear ship owner with 100 ships, how many seafarers do you have in your database? Yes, show me. We can audit today. Yes, you might have very intelligent agreement with LinkedIn, for example, for this talent headhunting, 2 masters, 2 chief engineers, total 4 ships. Multiply the risk, 100 years intrinsic value. How much is that? Huge amount. Let's not talk about it then. Let's talk about prevention. Then, do you have 100,000 seafarers in the database? Interesting question. Well, Candina does, and we are growing at a steady rate. We are focused in our database. As I mentioned, we are not a windsurfing ship manager. No, we are pure core surfers, crew management, opposite. Our competitive advantage is the database. We are focused in there. So today, it is the time to think about it. Do you have enough plan to avoid risk and the statistical risk is 0? Well, then it depends in the statistics of the database. It's very simple. It's catch me if you can. Now, is it worth a 3% fee, 100 ships Candina managing to protect this risk, or is it not worth it? We could talk about this, for example, in small, medium companies, or even in any companies in any planet, and then different countries. If one country has 100% tax, do not invest in Spain. If a country has 49% income tax in Germany, do not invest in Germany. If a country has 25% like Morocco, invest in Morocco. If there is motivational bonus that have no tax in Morocco, put the whole investment in Morocco, HR. You see, it's very simple, statistical measures to control. That's why Northern Europe is going to fall now, because it's losing its competitive advantage because of tax, because there is not enough youngsters. But anyway, back to crew management, risk assessment, and the statistics. The only way to evade this risk of COVID is to have a huge database. Contact me. I can make special discounts today. Today is beautiful Saturday to work. And for you, dear ship owners that are contacting us, make sure if you are the investors in the shipping owning companies to audit. Is there a plan for 60 days? Show me today. We can do these digital audits like every owners with this COVID, and it is normal practice to have it done. If there is not this plan filled, contact Candina, because if not, you will have to start paying more wages, more wages, more wages, more wages, more wages. Whilst perhaps you can go to another country and keep the budgets, because the question is, first evade the risk, avoid the risk, and for that the database. Then we talk about the numbers. Thank you very much indeed. Like and subscribe. Bye.